Today, April 18th. Something shifted today, and you felt it before your mind could explain it. There was a subtle change in the air, an invisible current moving through your body, stirring emotions you couldn't quite name. Before we go deeper, pause with me for a moment. If you've been sensing this quiet pull, this inner unraveling, this wave of intensity that seems to come from nowhere, then you are exactly where you are meant to be. Subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment saying, "I received this shift," because this message is not sluchai. It is alignment finding you at the exact moment you are ready to hear it. It is not just another date on a calendar. It is a doorway, a living portal where something within you begins to reorganize itself. You may have woken up feeling heavier than usual, or perhaps strangely calm in a way that didn't feel familiar. You may have noticed emotional waves rising without a clear reason, or a sudden urge to distance yourself from someone or something you once deeply desired. This is not confusion. This is not regression. This is initiation. Because something inside you is no longer asking how to get love. It is beginning to ask a deeper, more powerful question. Am I ready to receive it? Something with enough intensity would somehow bend reality in your favor. You imagined it, visualized it, held on to the idea of it with every part of your being. You told yourself that if you could just want it badly enough, love would eventually arrive. But this moment is revealing something deeper, something that may feel uncomfortable at first. Desire, when it is rooted in a sense of lack, does not attract, it distorts. It creates a subtle frequency within you that whispers, "I do not have this. I am not this. I am separate from this." And the universe, this vast field of intelligence that responds to energy rather than words, does not answer what you want. It reflects what you are. This is the shift unfolding inside you now. A quiet dismantling of the belief that love exists somewhere outside of you, waiting to be captured or earned. Instead, a realization begins to surface, one that changes everything. You cannot chase what you are not yet available to receive. And as this truth settles into your awareness, something begins to loosen within you, as if the very foundation of how you've approached love is being gently but irrevocably rewritten. You didn't notice the change all at once. It didn't arrive with a dramatic announcement or a clear explanation. Instead, it slipped into your awareness quietly, almost imperceptibly, showing up as a subtle discomfort you couldn't quite place. There was a restlessness, a sense that something no longer fit the way it used to. Conversations that once energized you began to feel draining, as though your soul was no longer interested in playing the same roles. Attachments that once felt essential started to feel heavy, like carrying something that no longer belonged to you. And perhaps the most confusing part was that you couldn't fully explain why. This is because the shift is not happening on the surface of your thoughts. It is happening within your energy. You are moving from a state of seeking into a state of becoming. And that transition creates a temporary disorientation. Everything built on misalignment begins to feel unstable, unfamiliar, and sometimes even uncomfortable. You may feel alone in this, disconnected from what once felt certain. But what you are experiencing is not loss in the way you fear. You are not losing love. You are losing the illusion that love required you to search endlessly outside yourself. There are versions of your life that once felt destined, timelines you believed you were meant to live out completely. In those timelines, certain people stayed, certain relationships unfolded, and certain dreams came together exactly as you imagined. You invested your energy, your hope, your belief into these possibilities, trusting that they would become your reality. But now, something is shifting. Those timelines are beginning to collapse, not in a chaotic or cruel way, but in a precise and necessary one. This is not punishment, it is protection, because those paths were built on a version of you who believed love had to be chased, earned, or proven through effort and endurance. And you are no longer that version of yourself. You are stepping into a different frequency, one where love is not a reward for how much you give, but a reflection of how aligned you are. This is why certain connections may feel like they are dissolving, why certain people seem distant or no longer resonate with you in the same way. What once felt solid now feels uncertain, and that uncertainty can feel unsettling. But nothing real is being taken from you. What is happening is a clearing, a removal of what cannot exist in the reality you are now stepping into. It is not falling apart, it is falling away, making space for something that truly matches who you are becoming. There is a truth that shifts everything once you truly understand it. And that truth is this: you can want love with every part of your being and still not be available for it. Wanting is outward-facing. It is focused on something beyond you, something you believe will complete or fulfill you. It carries a subtle sense of reaching, of searching, of trying to bring something closer that feels distant. But availability is entirely different. Availability is an internal state. It is the quiet, grounded recognition that you are already whole enough to receive what aligns with you. When you are not available for love, your energy unconsciously attracts situations that mirror that state. You may find yourself drawn to people who are inconsistent, connections that feel intense but unstable, dynamics that leave you questioning where you stand. This is not because something is wrong with you. It is because your energy is still learning what openness truly means. Openness without fear, without scarcity, without the need to control or predict the outcome. Today, that learning is accelerating. You are being guided into a deeper understanding of what it means to be open, not just in desire, but in truth. There is an activation happening within you now, something subtle yet undeniable. You can feel it in the way your thoughts are shifting, in the way your emotional responses are changing. There is a quiet strength emerging, a deeper awareness that wasn't as accessible before. You are beginning to recognize that you are no longer willing to settle for uncertainty, for inconsistency, for anything that leaves you questioning your worth. This is not ego asserting itself. This is alignment taking root. As you shift from desire into alignment, your standards do not simply increase, they transform entirely. You stop seeking validation from others because you begin to recognize resonance within yourself.